Hello, this is Dr. Paul Firnhaber. It's Wednesday and time for 10 minutes of truth. So today I'm going to cover part of a chapter of a book that I finished a few weeks ago. The name of the book is called Blind Spots by Dr. Marty Makary. And he had some interesting things to say about antibiotics. Now, he said that, when he was in medical school, he was always taught that there were no downsides to taking antibiotics, but now we know that's completely wrong, and he knows it's completely wrong. And he had some interesting things to say about the overprescription and the overuse of antibiotics. So he said that by age 3, the microbiome is largely formed in a child. In other words, the gut bacteria, the microbiome, the variety and diversity of gut bacteria in any given individual is formed by the time they're 3. He says the problem is by age 3, the average American child has already taken about 4 courses of antibiotics. He says animals raised for use as human food are frequently given antibiotics because it makes them fatter. So he was talking to a Dr. Blazer, who's an expert on the microbiome, and he says Dr. Blazer did an experiment to replicate the effects of using mice. He found that, sure enough, mice on antibiotics became fatter than those who did not get them. He analyzed the number and diversity of gut bacteria and saw a vivid effect of antibiotics on the microbiome. If this was happening to animals, he thought, what were antibiotics doing to children? So there's another powerful study done by the Mayo Clinic where they followed every child born in Olmsted County, Minnesota, where the Mayo Clinic is located, over an 11-year period. They compared roughly 10,000 children who took an antibiotic in the first 2 years of life to approximately 4,000 children who did not. The children who took the antibiotics grew up to have a much higher rates of obesity, learning disabilities, asthma, and celiac disease. So here are the data. For the children that took antibiotics within the first 2 years of life, 20% higher risk of obesity, 21% higher risk of a learning disability, 32% higher risk of ADHD, 90% higher risk of asthma, 289% higher risk of celiac disease. Dr. Blazer said he and his colleagues recently repeated the analysis in a study population of 1 million children and got similar results. Dr. Blazer's team conducted an even more compelling follow-up lab experiment. They gave antibiotics to mice to alter their microbiome. Then they transferred a sample of the mice's antibiotic-laden disturbed microbiome to the guts of healthy mice. The result, the healthy mice suddenly got fat. So they have a couple of different explanations. I won't go into that. But one of the things that they think that happened is it altered the GLP-1, the hormone GLP-1, which is the basis of Ozempic, and which has also been found to produce by gut bacteria. And they feel like that may have been part of the issue. He goes on to say the diversity of the microbiome is decreasing with each generation. The ongoing depletion may in part explain some food allergies. The incidence of food allergies has been creeping up for decades. That may have been due to a changing microbiome passed from generation to generation. Now, one of the things that they found that can really help or encourage GLP-1 to be very active in human beings is a bacteria called Akkermansia, which I have heard of different times before for the same reason. It says early results demonstrated that drinking the bacteria Akkermansia and other bacteria can help people with diabetes better control their blood sugar, reducing their hemoglobin C by 0.6%. So, and it also has a GLP-1 effect, which is the same effect that Ozempic has. So the moral of this story is obvious, is that giving antibiotics to children before the age of 3 can really harm them. And it's extremely common that they get them. And I've seen lots of children on lots of antibiotics in my career. And, mothers, they just do what they're told. And now it's coming out that this is really harming kids, and it can harm them for a lifetime. It can cause a lifetime of learning disabilities, obesity, and all kinds of other issues in kids. So, I'm not going to tell you what to do necessarily, but what I would like you to do is take this information, especially if you're a parent, and use it to the benefit of your family and your children and your grandchildren, so they can grow up healthy and whole. And if you have any further questions about your health or about chiropractic issues or functional medicine issues, health issues, call us here at Lincoln Disc and Nutrition at 488-2220, and we'll be happy to make an appointment and talk about your health issues. In the meantime, stay healthy, and I'll see you next Wednesday. This is Dr. Paul Firnhaber.